To those of you who say that Pan-Africanism is not real, that it's false, that Pan-Africanists do not have the gall, do not have the balls to stand up to racism, white supremacy, while you in the same breath are being used as a pawn while you say this for racism, white supremacy. To those of you who are saying this, I challenge you to step outside of your YouTube spaces, outside of your video spaces where you want to make an earning, where you want to die and retire off of YouTube, which is not even owned by us, by the way. I challenge you to get into these real spaces and have real conversations with real Pan-Africanists. Interview these real Pan-Africanists. Because a lot of these people on YouTube, they are going on YouTube, this social media world. People are going to go on YouTube and they want to hear what's going to make them feel good. They want to hear what's going to confirm their ignorance. They want to find videos, find YouTubers who are going to validate their ignorance. I am not here to validate ignorance. I am here to cast it out. And again, it's funny that this person says that Pan-Africanists do not stand up to racism, white supremacy, while being anti-Black. Because the only way that you can step out of your house is if your hair is done according to standards, or is if you have a head wrap on that's appealing. But a lot of people in this community, real Africans who are proud to be African, do not allow a system of white supremacy to dominate their mind. Do not allow a system of racism, white supremacy to control them. You are looking in the face of someone who stood up to racism, white supremacy. I worked for one of those corporate jobs. I had a meeting. I was in almost as high as you can go in this corporate job, making almost $30 an hour, and I gave that up because I fought for you. When they said that Black History Month is not American history, I told them that Black history is American history. This happened in 2024. It was February of 2024 that I stood in the face, comfortable, not frightened, while this person is turning red in the face, because they knew that what I was speaking was truth. And they had never seen someone Black African stand up to them. They weren't used to it. They didn't like it. But I kept standing up to them. And when they said that Juneteenth was the exception for their company, I reminded them of their ignorance and how Juneteenth is not the exception. I had a 45-minute conversation where I challenged this person and I stood up for you, because it wasn't just about me. While they refused to even put a poster up for Juneteenth, I fought for them to put that poster up, and I left that company. Yes, I went on and I filed a complaint with the EEOC, who then told me that nothing egregious happened to me. So while you're sitting here assuming that you know all Pan-Africanists, you do not. What are you doing in your community to not play it safe? Because a lot of people on these channels, they are saying just what they can say to still be accepted by racism, white supremacy. Go listen to them. They are saying exactly what needs to be said to make sure that they still have a seat at capitalism's table. So my channel is not, as I said, I practice what I preach. I preach what I practice. It takes a lot to preach, to not be anti-Black. Because if you look at my hair, most of us, most of you who identify as FBA would be repulsed by my hair. You've already made comments on it. But you're following people who are encouraging you to remain dependent. You're following people who are encouraging you to remain submissive. In fact, remain submissive, where they are not stepping out with their natural hair like this. Oh, they wouldn't dare. Those FBAs, no, they would not dare. So who is really allowing a system of ignorance to continue to be their teacher? Who is really bending over for racism, white supremacy? Literally. because it's not here. It's not on this channel. And I am tired of people. It is frustrating to see us remain comfortable, divided. I don't give a damn about tribalism, because tribalism only exists because we allow it to exist. You are playing right in the hand of white supremacy. And now we are becoming black supremacist with each other. Oh, I know they don't like it when I say that, but that is what we are becoming. Because you're saying, well, look at them. They got tribalism going on. So you know what? We don't need to unite. Let them figure it out. You do not realize how mentally colonized you remain. Or maybe you do, and you just need the dollar. You need the dollar that badly. You play it safe. I do not play it safe. I say what needs to be said. I am not on YouTube to die and retire off of YouTube. I want to build my own YouTube. I want to build my own community, my own city. And that's just saying too much. I can't say too much. You don't want to speak too much into existence and let those who are against you know your plans. But my plan is to take this platform off of YouTube. Those of you who are truly supporters, who are true supporters, take this community off of YouTube and bring it into the real world. Get into the real world, get our hands dirty. How many of you actually want to, those of you, specifically you, yes, specifically you, are you willing to get your hands dirty? Are you willing to work for free, to do the work that it's going to take to finally build independence? No, I don't think so. Because you have just changed your strategy time and time again to see what's going to get you the most views, what's going to help you get the most subscribers. This is not about subscribers for me to just stay and retire and die off of YouTube. I need the support so that we can take this off of YouTube. Because you should want independence. And the fact that you do not want independence, the fact that you are comfortable where you remain, that you don't want your own coin that's not built off of capitalism. You're comfortable continuing to accept the dollar that does not even have your own face on it. You're okay with that. You're okay with that. What plan do you have besides sitting in here and creating more division? As I said, you do not know all of us who actually stand up to the system, who are not submissive day in and day out to the system, who are not afraid to say what needs to be said on any platform. Don't allow people like this to confuse you, to make you believe that Pan-Africanism is not real just because there is tribalism, as they say, happening in Africa. That tribalism is happening in the Caribbean, and it is happening here in America too, if you want to call it tribalism. But you're okay fighting for just the FBA status, claiming foundational while putting down the true Africans who built this foundation for free, with backs that are unrecognizable. But you can't get into the mind of that pain. Because if you were actually in the mind of that pain, the sight of the American dollar would disgust you, but it does not disgust you. You want it. You want to multiply it. I am tired of people falling for divide and conquer tactics. Stop falling for ignorance. Stop falling for divide and conquer tactics so that you can die and retire off of YouTube, so that you don't have to get your hands dirty, so that you don't have to build and do the work that it's going to take to build liberation for us, all of us. Those of you who say you are FBA and say that we are 400 plus years removed, did you know that during 1750 and the years 1850, that was the peak of the transatlantic slave trade, the peak of Africans being stolen, kidnapped from the continent and brought to North America. That was the peak. And more specifically, the decade of the 1780s. The 1780s, that decade was the peak, where every year about 78,000 Africans were brought to America. But I'm pretty sure you didn't know that, because if you knew this information, you would not keep saying that we are 400 plus years removed. Because if you take 1750 to 1850, if you take 1850 and subtract it from 2025, you do not get 400 plus years. Stop distancing yourself from your heritage. If you take 1750, 1850, subtract that from 2025, you do not get 400 plus years removed. You get 175 years removed. And when the Clotilda arrived, illegally, as they say, because the whole thing should have been illegal, but when the Clotilda arrived, that only places them 160 years removed. But at least they have the respect to name their town Africatown. So those of you who FBAs who say we are 400 years plus removed, that we have our own culture here, that Africa no longer has anything to do with us, it is ignorant. Because you do not know math, and you do not care to know math. All you want is the system of racism, white supremacy. You want that title of American because it is still within you. It is infested within you. You are even more proud to take on the title of Black Indian, claiming Cherokee, not understanding or probably even knowing the history of the 5 Indian tribes who worked with the European colonizer to enslave Black Africans from the transatlantic. But you're still proud to claim Black Indian, huh? Just like you're proud to claim America. And I don't want to hear that BS about you saying, well, we don't want to be called Africans because the colonizer named Africa. Hear me when I say this. The colonizer named America too. They named America too. But again, you have no problem. You have no problem claiming American over your own heritage. Stop allowing a system of ignorance to keep you divided from your heritage. Stop allowing divide and conquer tactics, which make no sense, to keep you divided. What sense does it make to say, well, they have tribalism happening in Africa, so we just should not unite? Really? There is colonization still happening in Africa. There is racial, let's say tribal hierarchy happening on the continent. It is all effects from the transatlantic slave trade. And when you sit here and say that Pan-Africanists wallow and allow those who identify as white to walk all over you, you allow them to keep you mentally colonized. You allow them to keep you with a Black and anti-Blackness, a self-hating image of yourself. It does not matter if you wear braids. It does not matter if you wear locks. If you do not feel proud, do not feel secure when you step out of the house in your most natural form, if you feel inferior, when you are standing next to someone who identifies as white and you feel like you must cover up your hair, or you must go perm it, or you must go relax it, or you must go baby hair it in order to feel comfortable standing next to your own colonizer. Go look at these people, specifically this one. Go look at their history. You will begin, when you decolonize, you will begin to tell real from fake. This is divide and conquer tactics. All it is, they know that the FBAs are dominating the media. They're dominating social media. And if I can side with who dominates, then I can get my views up. It takes a lot to stand against the current, to stand up for what is right, to have a mind that is decolonized. It's easy to go on your YouTube channel and get a whole bunch of likes and a whole bunch of positive comments and yay, you go. Yes, us FBAs, you got it, sister, you got it. You're one of us. You're one of us. It's easy to do that. I bet you if Pan-Africanism was actually accepted, was actually moving forward, you would probably be in support of that instead of FBA. Some of us are going to have to get left behind, unfortunately, because mentally we are not ready. Mentally, we are now our colonizers. Mentally, we are now our oppressors. Mentally, we are our the ones keeping anti-blackness alive. Because I don't care what those who identify as white, I will sit next to them, and I do, just like this, with a smile on my face, proud, not infuriated, not inferior in mind, feeling like I need to put some baby hair on, feeling like I need to put some makeup on in order to be acceptable, in order to be beautiful, standing next to those who identify as white. Go look at these people and then get back to me and you figure out what real is. I am tired of us remaining dependent. And if you are tired remaining dependent, I welcome you to my space. I welcome you to my channel where we will build liberation. And those following in a system of ignorance will just have to watch us rise, and hopefully they will follow suit one day. But they are not ready right now because this has a hold over them.